Dun 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 dun. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Andrea Taneile, and today it's all about the Maldives. Some interesting things you ought to know before you go. Let's get to it, shall we? The Maldives is a leading vacation destination, mostly for couples, located just south of India in a cluster of 24 atolls. There are plenty of hotels, restaurants, and resorts to choose from in all price ranges, whether you're staying in Malé, the capital, or on one of the atolls. And usually if you're staying on an atoll, the resort will have the exclusive use of the entire island during your stay. Arriving to the Maldives in Malé is very simple. The airport is not very large, so as soon as you exit the arrival hall, there will be plenty of representatives waiting and holding up signs with your name on it and the name of your hotel. You will be either directed or escorted to either the dock or the marina for your speedboat, or you'll be escorted to the opposite side of the airport to the seaplane departure gate. So don't worry, nothing will be confusing. It will be super easy, and they are all out there willing to help you and make sure you have an amazing vacation. Now we delve into the seaplane or the speedboat. This depends on how far your island is from Malé. Transportation is solely arranged and provided by the resort. You cannot independently book your plane or boat to the island. They will quote you a round-trip fare, and you will give them your estimated arrival and departure time for your flight. Prices for the speedboat range anywhere from $80 to $140 round trip, and seaplanes $350 to $450 round trip. Keep in mind, the more expensive your hotel is, the more likely your transportation costs will be. Upon our arrival at Embudu Village, which happens to be one of the older resorts in the Maldives with a lovely, beautiful, authentic, and natural atmosphere, we were greeted with drinks and an orientation as we sat down, and our luggage, interestingly, was carried in wheelbarrows, which was much appreciated as we didn't have to worry about all that sand being dragged into our rooms. We stayed in a lovely water bungalow, and I will see and quote you the prices that we paid during our trip. An interesting fact to know is that once you are on the island, you will more than likely be staying on the island until you leave. Very few resorts I saw when I researched actually did island hopping as an excursion, but literally and figuratively, you will be stuck on your atoll. So if anything happens, whether you get a rash or a sunburn or get stung by something, there is a physician that is on site, that is on call. And I think they have rotations in 24-hour periods so they can prescribe you something in case something happens to you. Also, there is a convenience store on site, which will usually also double as the souvenir shop. So if you run out of sunscreen, as a friend of mine did, and we did get sunburn, be mindful that because it is your only option, 16 ounces or less of sunscreen might cost you $28 to $38. Yes, a whopping $40 for sunscreen. So make sure you bring plenty of it so you do not run out. Leisure activities in and out. Every resort loves to give their guests plenty of opportunity to choose from multiple activities, whether it be tennis, volleyball, badminton, ping pong, pool, and obviously there are many options inside of the water. Reef exploration, shark and cave diving, dolphin watching, snorkeling. I also advise that you bring water shoes, especially if you are near a reef your resort is, because lots of those pieces are floating around the water when you are walking around. I did cut myself several times, so be mindful when you are out there and be safe. Luckily, our resort posted all of the prices for all leisure activities and all rental equipment that they provided on the resort. Some of the instructors actually worked for the resort, and some actually worked for an independent company that they contracted out. So they have plenty of options for people to get out there on the water and see dolphins and sharks and cave dive. So I thought that was a really great experience. A lot of the instructors were actually from Europe. There were a lot of Germans, surprised me, but everybody speaks English and everyone is making sure that you're gonna have an awesome time while you're out there in the water. Island storms. This is something to be aware of depending on the type of year that you are going to the Maldives. I went at the end of September and we did run into 1 or 2 storms. Now, mind you, these are beautiful things to behold during the day, but at night they can be a little bit scary looking. They did not last more than 15 minutes, but oh, when they cleared up, they were a beautiful sight to see. Just keep in mind about the weather conditions. You may or may not run into a storm during your vacation in the middle of the Indian Ocean while you are in the Maldives. Food and beverage and souvenirs. One of the things that I was very surprised about and interesting to learn is that everything was quoted in US dollars, and we paid in the currency of US dollars during our entire trip. We had an all-inclusive room and board package, which I highly recommend. So you don't have to worry about as you're laying in the sun. You can always have something in your hand. You can always go to the buffet and have something to eat. It was perfect. There are a la carte options available if you want to go that route, but sometimes it's just best not to have to worry about whipping out the credit card because it's already paid for ahead of time. I will post down below what it is that we paid for during our 6-night stay in the Maldives at the Embudu Village. There you have it. Know before you go to the Maldives. Hopefully you left with a little bit more information than when you started off with. If you like what you see, click that like and subscribe button and comment below if you'd like to see more. Until then, see you next time.